Hi, I'm Beth
which is
Hildenbrand,
really
and this is All Booked Up. And tonight, our special guest is for joining us. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, hon?
certainly. My name is Afton Feltham. I am from Bonnyville, Alberta, born and raised here in Canada. I love it.
Ooh.
I grew up on an acreage. I had a lot of space to explore and enjoy nature. I had a younger sister, and we did everything together. I was very grateful to have had her as a partner in crime, we'll say. My parents, Nadine and Morris, have been wonderful, still such great supporters. Um, I've been married now for almost 12 years to my husband, Tony. We have two beautiful children, Gwendolyn, our daughter, who's 8, and Theodore, our son, who will be 2 in October. And beyond that, my desire has always been to write. And it took a while to get here, of course, but every step of the way has been rewarding, challenging, um, and an experience, knowledge, learning, which is always fabulous. You can't put a price on, making a mistake and hopefully bettering yourself for it. Um, I've struggled with depression most of my life, since I was 8. And only recently I've found the right medication to alter everything for me. And I hope to encourage anyone else out there who is struggling to try to seek something out to help you, because it has been a miracle, an absolute miracle for me in every aspect of my life, including my marriage. And even still, my gift of my depression has given me such vast a vast well of knowledge I feel for my description in emotions when I'm writing. I think I have a large array of what a person can be feeling, because I have experienced such tremendous lows and highs. And I use that. I definitely try to use it. If it's going to be something that I drag around, I'm going to put it to good use. um,
Oh,
we
absolutely.
Yes. I live in Edmonton now. I've been here about half my life, and this is where my family is. Our home is here, and I enjoy city life. I do miss the country. We're still very big outdoorsy people, camping, fishing, hunting, all that good stuff. Very, very happy in our house for that. So, and other than that, I'm just trying to get out there. Absolutely. I do a lot of book signings. I try to remain active on social media, and I'm available to talk to people. I'm not a hard person to get a hold of as of yet. I mean, reach me while you can.
Before she becomes a big star, everybody, get in touch with
I
her.
don't have the time. Just the time.
Well, it sounds like you have a fun life. So, how do you like being a new author?
It has been a dream come true. Absolutely. I spent 7 years writing Bloom and 2 years with publishing, and here we are. I've learned a lot through the publishing process, and I hope and shall do better the next time. I know that this book still needs a little bit of improvement, but nonetheless, it is something I am extremely proud of.
What's your favorite part now that you are a published author? What's your favorite part of it?
I do really enjoy the book signings at our local chapters in Indigos. Those are our Barnes and Noble for Canada, and I love talking to the people. Those who buy, those who don't, it doesn't really matter, because I have met such incredible people. I've heard such amazing stories. I've been able to offer guidance, encouragement, just at the handshake for someone who's like, I'm doing what you're doing. It's like, I love to hear those stories. So the interactions with the people now, it's a whole other door, right? And I love it. It's fabulous talking to people. I'm happy to be a people person, so I enjoy it a great deal.
Okay, well, you said that this book took 7 years. What got you started on the road to this novel?
To this one, it does begin back in elementary. Even I kept a scribbler with me. I always endeavored to write horror, with Stephen King being such influence. Oh, what a king, right? And I wanted to do horror. I tried and tried, and nothing could come of it. I never had the big story, the big idea, I suppose. And I finally kind of slowed down, I suppose, and realized my own daydreams, my own thoughts, even my own first dream was to find my someone, to find love. And I have found that in my husband and my family. And I realized, well, of course, this is the piece of me that I need to write about. So I did have a first story previous to Bloom, but we had a flash drive incident. We don't talk about that day. It's okay, because even still, I learned a lot from that novel, and from there got to Bloom. And I guess it's just, again, with every author, they know that motivation, the dedication, and the determination to sit and do it. So the first one took a while. I have written 4 others. I recently finished my 5th, and those have come much more easily. But just to get it all out, to plan it, it was, again, just that first experience too. I took it all in. I made my little chart, pardon me, I can't recall what they're called, but J.K. Rowling used one for Harry Potter, her little scene, right? And I'm like, this is brilliant. It's so much. And after 7 years, I needed guidance at that point to be like, where the heck am I? But it was such a breakthrough. And from there, it's been so much easier. I've got, a dozen and a half ideas, plus several that I've started writing. And it's like your to be read pile. I got a to be written pile. We don't talk about those things.
So, what's your next book to be released? Do you have one that you're getting ready?
My publishers have approved it already. It is called Sacrifice. It is a World War II story, and it is based around a Russian soldier, a young Russian soldier, and a Latvian woman refugee. And basically, with no language between them, and such a diverse wall as well, with what she's experienced and what he's expected to do, they're over time, their garters break down and love is formed. And all of this happens without language between them. But I love to tell people, you don't need language to relay the real things that are important, right?
Oh, that's the truth.
Yes, I'm very excited about this one. I was actually a little nervous bringing this one forward, given our political climate, world climate right now, but it was all okay. I still believed, it is the backdrop of World War II. We can't change the past. We need to be aware, acknowledge it, and it's still about love. My always bottom line to any of my writing is a love story, something that, we believe, and I believe is the thing we are here to do, is to love each other, ourselves, our families, our significant others, and anybody else. Like, love doesn't have to be, a sexual thing. It's platonic, it's friendly, it's every single stage and in between. And I wish more people felt and thought that way, because that is kindness as well. That's religion. Should just be kindness, end of story, and let's go forward, people.
Sounds good to me. I happen to agree with you on that. Nina is throwing up questions here. Let's see. Come on, clicky thing. Click.
I saw the what's my favorite line from the book. Gosh.
Yes.
My book?
Why is that not coming up?
Oh, I might have to think about that. It's been a while since I've even had a read, but honestly, it would be, spoilers a little bit. The first time Jake says her name with her whole name. I like that. That's, I think, a significant part for me. There are certainly moments that come to mind, but that was a good part for me. I actually also really enjoyed writing all the sermons for Arthur. That was unique for me. And even his story, it's a little touch and go, I suppose, but realistic. Let's go for it. So that was risque and fun to write for me.
Ooh, I gotta dig more into the book. Okay. Who was your favorite character to write, and why was
Again,
that person your favorite?
besides Arthur, the priest Arthur, besides him, because that was a very dynamic character, I want to say. Um, I enjoyed writing my secondhand characters, honestly, my town, the the gossip right behind the curtain of what you were watching. I really enjoyed giving them a little more life, a little more detail, and even just with that gossip, it's brought back again and again throughout the novel, where everyone's talking about everybody because that's what we do. And back in the day, my gosh, what else was there to do except to say, oh, did you see, and did you see, oh, this is what we do. So I really liked doing that and just finding those, I guess, correct windows to allow those conversations. There's a couple in bed, so of course they're going to have whatever conversation they want. But other times it's just that subtle glance, a little nod to someone else, where it's like, did you catch that? Yes, I did. We know.
My
So
books, my cane books, are all in the same town,
yes.
and it, I know how that is to have your little town characters, and they become a lot of fun. Those
Yes.
little townspeople, they have their own personalities and characters, and you kind of get hooked on them. You really do. They're like these just little, and they can add relief to a heavy situation too.
Yes.
These
The
these
layers it
little.
allows you to, I love it. It's fun. And as you said,
It is.
those moments where your characters do go off and do something that they're doing, it's so funny how people don't understand, but it's like until you write something like that, even those moments where that eureka happens, oh my goodness, that's one of the best moments ever, when you're writing your book and you don't even realize you've had this idea in front of you and it comes like a bus out of nowhere, and it's a good moment.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
Yeah,
That's what keeps you going. Especially
exactly.
when
Waiting.
you're kind of
Come on.
slogging through the middle, and you're thinking, oh no, I need something here. Something needs
Mhm.
to happen. And then all of a sudden, bam, there it is. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, where did this come from? This is perfect. I needed
Mhm.
this. This is what I've been waiting for. Thank
That little
you,
part
gods of writing.
yeah. It's fantastic.
Thank you, little muse that's been sitting there on my shoulder, whispering in my ear all this time, and I
Mhm.
was not
Just
listening.
poking, waiting, right? Like, hello.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell you this.
Mhm.
You weren't listening.
Fantastic.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything you would like people to take away from your books?
It's like that old cliche, follow your heart. No, I honestly, it's, I suppose, a representation of the struggle. The struggle. We all go through whatever the struggle might be. And for Marie Bensworth, hers is, after such a long time, 10 years with a man, no children, and acceptance of her fate, which includes never experiencing something that she'd always hoped to, longed for, desired. Who does that remind me of? And it comes, that opportunity arises. And what would you do? What would you do given those opportunities, those circumstances? How far would you go? Where would you turn back? Would you turn back? Oh, wait till you get to the end. We'll see how far she turns back.
Oh, yeah. I remember telling my kids once, uh, you don't have to like the decisions I've made in my life, but you will respect that
Yeah.
they were the ones I had to make when I made them. You didn't have my choices. So,
It's the most difficult lesson, I think. The most difficult lesson a person can learn is, hopefully, after those mistakes, you've made the correct decision anyway. I know that, like, if I could go back and change anything, I wouldn't be where I am now to go back and change
exactly.
something. As awful as some of those experiences were, it made me and pulled and pushed and carved and etched to where I am now. And this, I'm so happy. I'm 36 and I am just at the peak of my life with my husband, my children, my writing. And, I hope to go up from here. I don't care how far. I'm giving it my all. And when my next book comes, hey, I'm going to do two at a time. Let's do this.
There you go.
They're ready.
Well,
They are asking at the bookstore.
Jess has stopped by and she wants to know, can we get this up here? What is your favorite book?
Can I say 3? Is that allowed? 1.
Mm-hmm.
1. Okay. The Stand by Stephen King. I've read it 7 times. I've got the Marvel comic. I got chills. I just absolutely love that novel. I read it even during the pandemic because I'm crazy. And the levels of character in that who aren't just secondary character. He's got like 30 people that we are following, that we adore, that we despise, that live these lives. I mean, even after the 1,437 pages, I am bawling my eyes out and desperate for more. I'm like, tell me how more. Like, just, yeah, it's that. I loved The Handmaid's Tale, or that. Is that right? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going crazy now. The Handmaid's Tale, yes, by Margaret Atwood. That I found to be one of the most unique pieces of writing. Her description, her way of describing everything was so different than anyone else I'd ever read. And that's what stuck with me. I just found it. Every page was, I had to keep reading it because of the beauty, and it was just the plethora too of words that she brought forward too for things that you just don't normally think about. It was just, again, outside the box with how she did so much of it. And even the, I'll say, cliffhanger at the end. I mean, I think about it. I mean, that's the good book, is when you still think about it and have read it a few times and years later have to read it again because you're still thinking about it. I would say my third is Black Beauty by Anne Sewell. Actually, I tried to read that aloud to my child and would have to just stop because I would be just, I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't even speak through my tears. That is one of the most heartbreaking and absolutely beautiful works I've ever read. And, I went into it unaware that it is the horse. Like, you were living it through the horse, and oh my god, just, again, chills here. That was one of the things that I'll also never forget. That novel, very good. Those are my 3.
I got Black Beauty when I think I was maybe 6 or 7. I got Black Beauty, International Velvet. What's the other one? Oh, I can't remember. It was a 3-book set. And I remember reading that for the first time. And, oh boy.
Yeah.
It changes your life the first time you read that book.
You look at a horse. It was just a beauty in the title, people. Give it a whirl. Keep your Kleenex box ready.
Yep, it's a classic. And it amazes me that it's a child will sit and get tears over this.
Yeah.
And as a child, I sat there and cried. And my mom's like, "What are you crying about?" It's the horsey.
I'm going to have to try to read it. And I'll read it to my son when he's not too old, but just old enough so that when he's looking at his mother in a blubbering mess, he's like, what the heck? Good times. Good memories for him.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Uh, you're bringing me back. Way back. Oh shoot.
You
Oh
know, I will admit, I don't often read a lot of the new stuff. I read the classics. Actually, one of the other ones I recently read was Gone with the Wind, and I loved it. I loved it too. It's just fabulous. I really go for those old lists actually, and those are the ones that I read. I'm trying to knock those down because I don't know. As I should read the new ones too as an author, but there, even with music, dare I say, there's something from back then that we've lost in today, and I like back then more. As I've said, and I've told dozens of people this for my own book signings, I will never write about a cell phone as long as I live. I have science fiction and a space and like thought, but not a cell phone in sight, baby. No way.
ah, yeah, I enjoy the classics too. I was trying to find a movie the other day, and I could not, and it was driving me crazy. And I saw they remade Rebecca again, and I thought, okay, well, I'll watch it, see if it's any good. Well, I did not care for the
Yeah.
updated Rebecca. I don't know. I like I, I'm an old black and white classics kind of girl. You know,
I
Vincent Price. I think I fell in love with Vincent Price when I was like 10 years old.
oh, still the
Uh,
best.
so yeah, I love the old ones.
Mm.
And so yeah, this one didn't really do it for me. And so I had to go digging through the bookshelves trying to
I
find a
gotta
book
fix
again.
this. Erase that. I'll go back
And
to the original.
I love the old books and the old black and white movies. They're the
Me
best.
too. I
When they remake them, I'm just always disappointed. I really am.
yeah, they're just
So yeah,
again
I
we've lost
understand you on
something.
that level.
Yeah. Even
I
just
don't care for the slasher movies,
yeah,
and
I
I'd
used to.
rather see
Now I have
the
kids.
ones that kind of leave you thinking. The Babadook, you never really saw the Babadook, so it scared me.
Yes. It's not just the
It
gore, it's
terrified me.
I like the psychological stuff, right? Where it makes you
Exactly.
uneasy instead of just throwing buckets at you of blood. It's like, ah,
I raised five boys. I saw blood on a nearly daily basis. One of them was always breaking something or getting cut or banged up. It was normal. Blood does
yeah,
not bother me. It's
yeah.
the
Tell me
hint
someone
at
messing with
something
someone's
that is
mind. I'm at.
scary.
Yeah, those are
Yes. So
some of the ones
so
out
I
there. Yeah.
yeah, the Babadook scared me senseless. But
So,
yeah, the blood and gore and slasher. Okay,
yeah.
boring.
And it's so funny. We're talking about like the oldies and never as good as the newies. I'm just realizing I very much want to see the new Nosferatu that they're doing. They're
Yes, I
remaking
saw
that,
that.
and it's by the guy who did The Lighthouse and The Witch, and those are also two, like I don't watch them anymore. I just watched the couple. Those are the couple I have watched, and ooh, The Lighthouse. I loved that one, so I really think I'm gonna see
Really?
this. I did. It's just it was a messed up kind of psychological Willem Dafoe. Mm, it was good. It was good. I mean, disturbing, but good.
I saw Keanu Reeves and uh, Wednesday from the TV
Christina
show.
Ricci. Oh,
No, 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 the new one are doing a new Dracula movie together.
ooh,
Now I love the
bringing
Keanu
him
Reeves,
back.
and I
I
do
like.
love the new Wednesday. So I'm gonna have to see this. I'm gonna have to check this
You
out.
know, right? Every now and again,
See
they'll
if it's
they'll bring out, and even movies have lost it so much. Is just even I don't know if it's since COVID, but it's like everyone just kind of got off and fell, and we're trying desperately to climb back up into where good creativity was. I feel there was so much great stuff, and even now with new films and stuff, because I'm a huge movie buff as well. I love film. There haven't been movies that I've wanted to pay, $40 to go and see because I don't know, we've just lost a lot of stuff recently. And again, the remakes, right? Like just or the sequels and stuff, because it's like, do we run out of ideas? What are you guys doing in Hollywood?
Well, now Pope's Exorcist. Did you see that one? The Pope's Exorcist.
I didn't.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. But then he made another one that was supposed to, I don't know, kind of be like he was playing the actor that made the Exorcist or something, and I thought that one sucked.
They tried to
So
make
he
it
did
all
really good. He did really good in the Pope's Exorcist, and then in the other one, it was just. And I was like, okay, it was my birthday, so I paid $20 for this, and it was like the most terrible movie.
Cool.
I thought, well, there's $20.
My husband and I like we'll go see Wolverine and Deadpool here because, of course, but there hasn't been anything recently that I'm like, I'm not going. I'm fine. We'll wait till it comes out on Netflix.
Which that's what I do anyway. I'm homebound 90% of the time.
My book will be a 4-part Netflix series someday.
Yeah, mine too.
Exactly. We'll make it, girl. We'll get there. 4-part.
There's a million people. There's a million people on Facebook that will tell you that they can make your book a 4-part miniseries for you.
Right? It's like when I was starting out, it's like, hey, I'll market for you. And I'm like, hey, man, I do my own marketing.
Oh my God, they drive me nuts.
Right now.
I had one show up on the show the other day. Only I think he would know that the government can give you loans or some. Oh, I was so mad.
It's like
I blocked him. I said, I can beat the crap out of you. And then I blocked him. There's my good news. I'll smack you upside the head, fella.
Oh. I got to hand it to them sometimes. They try. And, it's like when I'm selling my books. If I make one sale to 10 people, I got to talk to 100 people to sell 10 books. But you can do it.
Yep.
You got to just be, I tell them, bombard them, but don't push them. Don't force it. Just bombard them. Let them know you're there. Because my heavens, we are all in our own little world. And people have no idea why you're standing there showing a book. They're just like, is that you? Are you the author? No, I just stand here with other people's books. I just come in and do this.
I just thought this was a pretty book, so I'd stand here and hold it for a while.
Yeah, it's so funny. So you
see this pretty book?
You gotta let them know and let them know it's yours. Let them know you're the author. Let them know you're local, because that's a hot ticket too. And absolutely, be the Walmart greeter. If you were a book signer out there, be the Walmart greeter. You talk to every single person.
That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
I never thought of it that way before. Be the Walmart greeter. I get a vest that says, I'm the author.
Right? I'm the author. Name tag.
Hi, I'm Beth. I'm the author.
Yes. See this title at the bottom? That's my name. My name. And even still, like, this is part of my little display too when I do it. And I've got my hello, I've got business cards. I set up, I make bookmarks for my wonderful buyers. So I'm like, here's your book, signed and dedicated, and here's a bookmark. Then they head on their way. So I want to make it enjoyable for them, because it's so enjoyable for me. I have a dish of candy, bribery. Come on, it works, guys. Do it.
Do you want some candy?
Can't go wrong, Werther's.
Ooh, Werther's.
It's always a winner.
Yeah, baby. Werther's Originals. I love them. I find them in my coat pockets like years later.
I was just getting snacky.
Oh, shoot. Usually because I hand them to my kids or my grandkids, and then they'll stick them in a pocket because they're like, oh, this isn't cherry.
It's like if it's a strawberry or Werther's, that's all you get.
Okay, what stuff? Yeah, I give you the good stuff and you don't want it. You want that old nasty cherry and grape. Ugh. Okay, well, I'm totally off topic again.
That's what we do.
I tend to do that. Go off topic. So the book is Bloom of the Desert Rose.
Yes.
By Afton Feltham. And it is fantastic, what I've read of it so far. And I intend to read more of it. So I'm going to ask Afton to please put her information on my Facebook page where everyone can find it after the interview. So you can buy it. Everybody run out there and get a copy.
Available on Amazon as well as our chapters, your Barnes & Noble. I'm a Google away, baby.
Wait, baby. Tomorrow morning, we have Shelley Marvel at 10 a.m. And that means I got to get out of bed. But hey, it's all for the sake of books, which we love. So I am going to thank Afton for coming on the show tonight. I'm going to thank my dear Nina for making sure that all of this works the way it's supposed to.
Hey, Nina, thank
and
you.
I am going to ask Afton to stay a minute after we say goodbye so I can have a little chat with her. And I'm going to say good night. A happy Friday. Don't get too drunk. And if you do, get somebody to drive you home. Bye-bye.
Bye.